What is going on, guys? Rogue TCG here bringing you another Master Duel deck profile. This is going to be for my Danger Orcust Phantom Knight 60 card deck profile. This deck has been doing some justice in ladder, and I thought I would just like to show it off. So it is going to be 60 cards. We're going to be primarily juggling through the Dangers, the Phantom Knights, and the Orcust cards, as well as some generic dark staple cards such as the Bestials. We have Malicious. We have Sheeran. Just to mill more cards, to get more bodies on boards, to make fours, to link, etc., etc. But that's not the happen. Let's get started. We are running triple Earth Insect. We kind of have to. We are running double Ancient Cloak, triple Silent Boots, and Ragged Gloves. These all have graveyard effects. Ancient Cloak will add the Phantom Knight's card from deck to hand. Silent Boots will add a Phantom Knight spell trap from deck to hand. And Gloves will send any Phantom Knight card from deck to grave. And this all happens when they're in grave and they banish to activate those. 2 Ash Blossom. 2 Orcus Symbol Skeleton. One note is it works with the Phantom Knights because it is a level 3. So we can send it off Cherubini if we don't have access to it. We have double Jackalope, triple Tsuchinoko to make sure we have that 3 axis. We have triple Thorn Scales. Thorn Scales is one of the normal summons of the deck. You can discard any card to send a Phantom Knights from deck to grave. And then if a Phantom Knight is banished while this card is on the grave, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So this card is very good at recursion, getting the cards you don't want in your hand out of your hand. And typically we don't even have to normal summon it. We can just send it and then bring it back from grave and then use the ignition effect to discard a card. We are running double Harpoor because it is legal in Master Duel and they should bring this back in TCG. Please, 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 please. I really want Harpoor back. Please, please, please. So Harpoor can special summon Orcust from your deck by banishing it from your grave and then you're dark locked for the rest of the turn. However, all of our extra deck except for one card is a dark monster, so we should be all good on that front. We are running triple Danger Chupacabra. We are running a high amount of dangers, so we are going to be gambling a little bit over here. But Danger Chupacabra can allow us to get another 3 on board via its Graveyard Recursion effect, another 4 on board via itself, or another dark on board link material to make Rusty, to make Galatea, to just make a lot of other stuff. We are running a triple Mothman. This one lets us discard cards from our hand. It's a level 4, it's a dark. What else is there to say? Triple Gearsuit the Orcus Mekk-Knight. This is our primary normal summon. If it's normal or special, you can send an Orcust or World Legacy card from your deck to your grave. Then if there are 2 more cards in this cards column, you can treat it as a tutor for the rest of the turn. And if you control no other monsters, special summon a World Legacy token to both people's fields. It's a 0 tech, 0 defense Dark Machine. And you can only use each effect once per turn. This card is really good for starting your combos off because it lets you test for impermanence. Because if they don't imperm the Gearsu on the token making effect, they lose their ability to imperm for the rest of the turn. We have double Tearlament Sheeran. It is a dark, it is a 4. It sends cards from our deck to our hand. It mills cards. Good stuff. 2 Destiny Hair Malicious. We do need to mill or send these from our deck to the grave, or from our hand to the grave, but it does let us get a couple new bodies. Thinking about cutting that, but only hand traps would be replacing it, and we just want gas at the moment. We're running 1 Magnemite, 1 Saronir, and 1 Jerusalem. The Saronir should honestly be a Baldrake. So let's put that Baldrake in there. So 1 Magnemite, 1 Jerusalem, 1 Baldrake. These are just Bestials. They banish a light or dark from either player's grave. It's a quick effect if they control the monster and they do something on board. Magnemite searches one at end phase. Jerusalem, when it's sent from field to grave, sends a special summon monster from field to grave. And Baldrake, when your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, Ritual Fusion, Synchro Xyz, and or Link, you can tribute a dark or I think it's a dark or a light, and then banish those cards. So this is really good interaction via Baldrake. This is really good for when you're link climbing, and then this one's just good to start off your combo with, to get it at the end phase. We are running triple Nessie. Nessie is just a very powerful card. It is always going to go plus in some way, similar to Tsuchinoko and Jackalope. Chupacabra is a little bit iffy, and Mothman's a little bit better than Chupacabra, but we're playing what we are. We are running a double Orcus Nightmare. You can banish this from the grave, target to face a monster on the field, except you can't special for except for dark, so then send a dark machine from your deck to your grave, and then increase its attack by the level times 100. This lets us just get our Harpour grave, lets us find what we need from our deck. We're playing one World Wand. This card lets us, when it's in grave, banish it to special summon a banished machine monster, I believe. Orcust monster from our banished zone and special, but we can't special except for darks. And one Thunderbird from when we are going second. This one pops back rows when it's sent to the graveyard. Double Bestial Lubellion to search our Bestials. A grass looks greener. Orchestrated Return to draw some cards. Orchestrated Babble to have quick effect. This one's one we're going for the most often, unless we draw it off of Galatea. We are running double Called by the Grave, double Droplet, one Phantomite Shade Brigandine, one Orcus Crescendo because it does have a graveyard effect, and we can set it if in certain setups. Triple Fog Blade, it is always going to be interaction. It's recursion, it's very good. And that's going to be it for the 60 card main deck. And now on to the extra. Let's start with our XEs. Leviair, the Sea Dragon, 2 level 3s, target a level 4 or lower banished monster, special summon that card. Doesn't just have to be Phantomites, can also be Orcusts. You can you can special summon Leviair, then activate Orcus because this is the only wind in the extra. And then after you special summon a couple Orcus, then you can use the Leviair while it's been on board. One Phantomite's a Breaksword for getting rid of cards on my opponent's board, as well as setting up a Redoer on their turn very easily, or just putting 2 other materials on board to link summon again. We are a Redoer that I just mentioned. We can make this with Shade Brigandine to make a very powerful Redoer at the beginning of each standby. You can attach the top card of your opponent's deck to this as material, and if it has a monster on it, you can banish it until the end phase. Spell, you can draw a card, and trap, you can place one face-up card your opponent controls on the top of the deck, which is the best effect, which means Shade Brigandine, which becomes a level 4 monster when special summoned, is the best choice to be making this with. We are running double Dingirsu, the Orcust of the Evening Star. You can only special summon it once per turn. You can also XC summon it by using an Orcus Link monster you control as material. If a card you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach material from this instead, so it does protect all your cards. If this card is special summoned, you can activate one of these effects, send one card your opponent controls to the graveyard, non-targeting, non-destruction removal. Attach one of your banished machine monsters to this as material, good for going first, as in attaching, let's say for example, I don't know, a banished Orcus symbol skeleton to it as material with Babble on board, and then linking Dingirsu and another monster off to make an IP, so the Dingirsu is going to be alive for the next turn. I don't know, that's just a little idea. The last non-dark in the extra deck is going to be a Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, Sky Thunder, for when we have the ability to make, for example, time phase Redoer without dark blocking ourselves. Like if we open a really weird open of like a bunch of spell and traps, Sheeran and Shade Brigandine with like, I don't know, 3 Fog Blade, something like that, we are able to at least make a Redoer and then sit on Fog Blades plus Redoer Sheeran. That doesn't sound too bad. But we are running Zeus for those corner case scenarios. We are running the Cherubini to make this 3-axis. We are running so many 3s that we can make Cherubini. Cherubini can send all of our Phantomites to grave, as well as our symbol skeleton, so it does serve a very good purpose in this deck. We are running 2 Galatea, 2 effect monsters, including an Orcus Link monster. The linked card, this linked card cannot be destroyed by battle, which means if this is pointing to something, I believe, it can't be destroyed by battle. You can target one of your banished machine monsters, shuffle it in the deck, then you can set an Orcus spell trap directly from your deck to your field. You can only use this effect once per turn, so it lets you access your Orcus spell cards from your deck without actually searching them, as well as recycling your banished Orcusts, which means it does get around Ash, so we are running 2 of it. We are running an IP Masquerino, 2 non-link monsters on the board. During your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves. Link summon 1 link monster using monsters you control, including this card. You can only use effect once per turn. A link monster that's used as material, that this card is used as material for, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. We are running 1 dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy, for when we are going second and rebuilding, because a lot of decks are playing dark. We're playing dark, and we can really link climb and get full advantage out of that. We are running one Nightmare Unicorn to go into IP Masquerena with to spin away cards and pitch cards from our hand. One Long Gearsu, the Orcust Orchestrator. Two effect monsters, including an Orcus. This link card cannot be destroyed by card effects, which means it needs to be pointed to something. You can target 2 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them in the deck, then you can send 1 linked monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. You can only use this effect of Long Gearsu once per turn. We very rarely make Long Gearsu, but it is very nice to have just another Orcus name in the extra in case Galatea runs out, so we can still stack Ding Gearsu on top of it. We are running Rusty Bardiche, the best card in the deck. 2+ dark monsters. During your main phase, you can send up 1 the Phantom Knights monster from your deck to your grave, then set 1 Phantom Knight spell trap directly from your deck to your spell trap zone. If a dark exceeds a special summon to a zone this card points to while this monster is on the field, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use this effect once per turn. This is very good synergy with Ding Gearsu, including, with Ding Gearsu plus Symbol Skeleton, because if we link off using that IP play I mentioned earlier, during our opponent's turn, if we have Babble Up, we can Symbol Skeleton at first opportunity, but they have 2 cards on board. Bring out the Ding Gearsu to Rusty Bardiche link point, chain link 1 Bardiche, chain link 2 Ding Gearsu to send a card on field to grave, and then pop a card. So we're getting rid of 2 of their cards for functionally 1 activation, being the Orcus Symbol Skeleton. And lastly, we are running Access Code Talker. We are only really running 1 attribute of Link Monster, so we're only really going to get a pop 1 each turn. However, it's just a big body. Being able to non-target pop stuff is very powerful. However, if you did want to switch it out for personal preference, Boral Sword Dragon is a very good alternative, just because it does have an OTK with Ding Gearsu. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys still are, please leave a like, follow, and subscribe. All the support recently has been wonderful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.